Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilists, and a sick canid to feed.
Oh, so upset with me. So these guys must have been fighting proxies for someone else.
Don't feel like no stand-in.
What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's mercy is no safer than the trenches.
We're not going anywhere. Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. This so-called exclusion zone is where we stake our claim. Stand with me in defense of freedom.
So this is the exclusion zone. Order receiver.
Show your work or shove off.
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me.
Prosperous scrapper is close enough.
You can give me more than that.
I don't believe in fate. I make my own luck.
Odd statement to lead with, but suppose very telling. Admittedly, I too hold little truck with predestination. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced.
Okay.
That's what those in the order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import.
A helpful troublemaker is a noble calling.
Though, admittedly, it's a difficult way to make friends. The Order's not exactly fond of me. Rabble-rousing doesn't align with their vision of a perfect universe. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me.
What was that you mentioned about the exclusion zone?
The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them.
The Order's prediction must have been especially foreboding.
Chance of life-threatening peril from a yet-to-be-determined catastrophe were the administrant's words.
Seems
Not what I would
ridiculous.
call specific.
No.
I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck.
What makes you think the administrator would listen to me?
Even the Order, for all of their logical ways, value an outside perspective. And because
okay.
I've run out of options.
Being former Auntie's Choice, you'll understand if I ask for a reward.
I got a pretty fancy gun I was issued back when I was a rising star at Auntie's. Side with us, and it's yours. Even throw in a healthy amount of bits for your troubles.
Now she's talking my language. I'll give it a try.
Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building. Probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
All right. So am I standing in the exclusion zone right now, or is it somewhere else?
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict with an 8.23 margin of error.
Hold on.
The meaning of life is numeric, and we are the
with this.
keepers of the
You don't
equation.
even know multivariable calculus.
Just trying to
Vicar,
cheer you
Eddie,
up.
or Rendy?
Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually
Vicar.
tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere.
What if I promise not to take much of your time?
Well, If it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment.
You seem fairly in the know. What's the situation of the settlement?
Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail.
You haven't actually told me anything about the situation here.
Oh, dear. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here. With constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle.
Razzle dazzle. I think we have different ideas on what constitutes practical advice.
Perhaps some other time we can debate the theoretical complexities involved. But I fear I must get back to my duties. These laypersons won't enlighten themselves.
Okay. Bounty board? Look up local bounties. Wanted John Dunsey for the crimes of repeated and indiscriminate slaughter of the Order personnel. Unlike her brothers, Jane Dunsey appears to bear some visions of duty from her prior life in the Protectorate. Unfortunately, this is manifested in the hatred of the Order. She seems to believe that the Protectorate has treated us too gently and that we must all be executed as traitors. She has already made good on this belief on the dozens. Jan Dempsey currently resides in the Scrapper's Den with her gormless fellows. For her crimes, she must be eliminated. Okay. And about Morton and Edward Dunsey. Morton and Edward belong to the many Protectorate subjects abandoned by their local leaders. However, rather than turning to us for aid, the duo instead partook in petty banditry. They have since acquired many fellow ne'er-do-wells and have simply become a problem too troublesome to ignore. The brothers reside in the abandoned Guardian Estates in the southwest region of the Golden Ridge. Note that due to catastrophic damage of our tram infrastructure, the mountain in which the estates reside must be ascended. Breaching the scavengers' lines may be difficult. I think we already killed those guys. Turn in a completed bounty. Yeah, we did. Alright, cool. So you can sneak in and out from here, huh? That's interesting. But for why?
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be.
Let's see. My health was never in question, but anyone inside must have been gravely injured.
Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former antis like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenburg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down.
So a bunch of displaced have been hurt doing this?
Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes.
The Order's doing best with what they have on hand.
They're doing something, which is better than nothing.
Something.
But not by much.
Alright, she's definitely not pro-Order.
We predict tomorrow, so you can have a better today.
Oh, what's going up here? Does this get me anywhere? Oh, I probably just stole that. I'm glad she didn't see. Well, let's go in here and talk to the one guy. Was it no, administrator? It was probably someone up there. I'm gonna talk to Administrator Arkwall.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you?
Oh, it might be. How do you know she sent me?
Mathematical predictions always keep us one step ahead. My latest augury noted that a stranger would come bearing an inconvenient message. This is about the exclusion zone, correct?
The Order is keeping the zone off limits for shady reasons.
Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril.
She seems ready to accept responsibility for her actions.
Tell me, which of us has the title of administrant before their name? The responsibility is mine, as are the consequences. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold.
Seems possible. If you believe both sides will listen, I'm in.
I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started?
Yeah. What can you tell me about the voice of the displaced?
I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. But you already knew that.
Earlier you said I was foretold. How does that work?
Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here.
Okay. So if I learn about everyone's concern, I'll learn enough to trust you. I'll learn enough trust to resolve this dispute?
According to predictions, yes. Or at least my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
Alright. Whoa. I did not realize we had like a whole letter sorting system going on here. That's wild. It's like something out of Harry Potter. Provisioner.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced.
Seems you're pretty busy helping displace. What exactly do you do here?
I have zero allotted time for random queries, at present or in the foreseeable future. But very well. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine.
Well, apparently you did have time. I bet you're more stressed than you let on, but you seem happy about it?
The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime, If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources.
Not sure Displaced have realized everything you've been doing.
With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me.
Alright,
Appreciate you respecting my time.
Wait, so she don't have a store?
You may recall, as I stated earlier, my attention, I haven't any time for idle chatter.
Plasma cutter. Patient step. While in TTD, movement no longer drains energy. Energy also drains 10% slower, increasing 30% slower with your science skill. Oh, interesting. Alright. Don't think there's anything else there I'm all that interested in. Extra holster. Plasma pistol frost converter. I'm a little interested in having something frost based. Also gonna take one of these extra weapon slot head mods. Don't know I'm gonna use it immediately, but I like that I have one. Oh, there are so many freaking people in here.
It's you.
It's me?
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help.
You want my help? You don't even know me.
True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself.
Predictions.
You see, the Seers are members of the Order who labor over the universal equation. Even in its unfinished state, the equation gives them the means to predict the future. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers.
Dashing?
The prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me.
Alright, alright. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. Today's your lucky day. You rolled for destiny and won the jackpot.
Thank the law. Matriarch's mercy couldn't have waited much longer. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Specialist, huh? What about me? I fancy myself something of a medical professional.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer.
Okay.
The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
Seer's prediction. You should know that I rescued an automech doctor.
Thanks to you. Our automechanical doctor has been dispensing medication and setting broken limbs with tireless efficiency.
Oh.
Take this. On behalf of the Order and the displaced, I thank you. Now, will there be anything else?
Dude, that was a huge XP boost. Okay. Yes, there was something
How can I be
firmer,
of service?
I think. Further? What do you make of the conditions of camp?
As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely.
Definitely.
That means space to spread out.
I'm not gonna choose that. Anything I can do to assist with that?
Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing.
Okay.
Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
Let me see what you
Since
got
you
for
aren't
sale.
a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
Pinnacle Perfume Macro heals 450 health over the duration. A primer that grants moderate heal over time use. Very low toxicity though. I do like that. Recipe: Essence of Vigor Kilo. Heals 725 health over duration, plus 10 Xyranium poisoning. Oh. I mean, that's a huge heal, but the poisoning part kind of sucks. Doesn't seem like a lot, though. Numbing agent number 7. Oh, that's just for charging the inhaler. Okay. Oh, is this the doctor I saved? The automatic?
Hold still and accept treatment.
Hold still and accept treatment.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Hi, guys. Abbott Joseph Newell.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. I was not informed you'd be arriving with a, scholar of alternative belief.
You are just dying to call me a cultist, aren't you?
Don't worry about Azza. She's harmless, mostly.
Me? Harmless? How dare you? Call me that again and I may feel the need to show you just how harmless I am.
I suspect I'm lacking the appropriate context to understand this, no doubt, humorous exchange. Shall we just move on, then? Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
It's tempting to say start using smaller words, so I'm going to start using bullets, but I'm not going to go that route. No time for that. Ruth said we could help one another out.
Yes, the presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, due to our need for compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge?
Back up a minute. What was that about compartmentalization?
Since losing access to the archive, the Order has been forced to limit its open exchange of ideas and information to avoid contaminating what few predictions we can still make.
What's this archive you mentioned?
The archive is a vast network of computational machines built beneath the ice of Cloister. Prior to the invasion, the Order used it to generate predictions on a vast scale. But listen to me prattling on. I'm sure you aren't here for a history lesson.
I'm here hunting a woman who nearly killed me. Augustine DeVries. I don't know why I keep on reading it as DeVries.
Familiar. Landon, do you recall a DeVries?
I don't generally concern myself with passers through. If this DeVries was not a member of the Order, then it's unlikely we ever exchanged mats.
She's not with the Order, but she's associated with people who are, like Victor Clemens.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
Victor was making bombs for a woman named DeVries. I barely managed to talk him down.
Well, praise the architect for small allowances. I'll speak with him. If you were able to talk him down, then hopefully his beliefs are not beyond curation.
Assign that task to me, High Scholar. Victor's obviously more dangerous than anyone knew. You shouldn't endanger yourself. The monastery needs its abbot now more than ever.
Your concern is greatly appreciated. However, I think it's best I speak with him personally. he'll confide more openly to me, plan willing.
Dude, that Seer's got some crazy stuff on him. Like his armor, like the lights and stuff over here. Not this guy, the other guy. Don't worry, I already did the heavy lifting when I cracked his psyche like a crabble egg.
What empathy?
Now then, by exposing Victor's machinations, you've done the Order a good turn. Perhaps you would be interested in doing another? No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity.
I saw it.
It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger?
Oh, yeah.
Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Nah, I'm good. Current tensions, and here I thought we were going along so well.
Choosing levity at a moment like this is only further evidence of your lack of good judgment.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
Outpost Opportunity, okay. Is that where we are now, or is that a different outpost? You're supposed to be helping me. Why am I doing all the work? No, let's go. Thanks for the leads. I'll look into all of this.
I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
A few more questions before I leave.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
I've noticed you refer to Wiley as a seer. What is that?
Calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Is that a fancy way of saying you can predict the future?
Yes.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order rely on seers for their indispensable counsel. I myself would be lost without mine.
Having someone who can predict the future certainly seems handy with the war on.
Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development.
So we'll just start with that giant statue outside.
That is a statue of the Matriarch, Alexandra Varick, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
It's
all very vague.
Oh, you really must visit. The observatory is a true sight to behold.
Thanks for filling me in. I'll be on my way.
Please, not so close. I'm aggregating vital, time-sensitive data, and your perpetual motion is distracting.
Kind of a dick. Nothing for me, okay.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery? The Oracle?
The one Wally uses, right? Uses a tracking algorithm, never misses. Sounds ambitious, even for him.
All right, so we got got a couple things here. Hold on. So who all do we need to talk to? Just give us a lowdown? Nope. Just anyone that will talk to me.
The paradigm is a self-centered derivative take.
Do you have anything else to say, Violet?
Go on.
No.
You take care now.
Respects your intellect.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Crowded. Just too damn crowded.
It is pretty crowded.
And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something?
Do you usually perform advanced calculations in the midst of a busy settlement?
Typically, no. And it has been somewhat challenging focusing my concentration. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate. To show how the Crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations.
Oh, polynomial equations, sure. So you're just mathing out here in public so a passerby can watch you math?
I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions.
I bet the other 10.26% of the time they're asking you if they can use the space.
I am sure they bear any inconveniences with grace and dignity. I mean, the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy has some pretty compelling numbers. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors. Longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there.
Why not just let them move into the exclusion zone?
Surely you've heard our reasoning. I'd note by leaving the area fallow, we've lowered settlement productivity by 3.57%. We lower that more still to care for the displaced. Gladly. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction.
Okay, I mean, it's something. Well, you get back to it.
Back to it I shall get.
Does he have anything else to say? Hold on.
If you have queries, I have figures.
Actually, maybe I don't. Gregory Farnham.
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Oh, it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist.
You're a taxidermist? How much do you know about suturing wounds or reattaching limbs?
You are talking to the first prize winner at the Stuffed Ursapod Club. 2 years consecutive.
All right,
but
good for you.
something tells me you didn't come to talk shop. What's this about, Agent? Am I in trouble?
Just the opposite. I'm recruiting you to assist the doctor of... Well, yeah, just the opposite. I'm recruiting you to assist the doctor of Matriarch's Mercy.
What? Me? No. Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Trust me, they'll let anyone handle a scalpel.
Am I supposed to find that encouraging? Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve.
Got any leads on clean sprat corpses?
I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself.
Oh my gosh. I'll come back once I've got my hands on some fresh vermin.
Fresh being the operative word. My thanks, stranger.
Okay.
I remember this place before the war. Functioning Trimicus.
You have anything to say, aspirant?
Keep your behavior acceptable.
I can't recall the last time this reading was
You have anything else to say, horse?
Sorry, I'm all out of throat lozenges. I'll try not to sneeze on you.
Oh, I have
with
this thing
no
to give him, don't I? Good news, Doc Holland's Beardsley asked me to bring you some medicine.
Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then.
What's it worth to you?
Well, ain't this healthcare in a nutshell? If it's bits you want, you can partake of what I scrounged together on account of folks taking pity on me. You have my gratitude, stranger.
Seems only fair, considering you're fake.
Look, I'm not with Auntie anymore. All have reasons to.
Who else do we have to talk to?
What was yours? My naughty sure is sore.
What about people down here?
Go on, get out of here. Scram.
You haven't seen my landmine supplier, have you? I hope he hasn't blown it. Kill me. And him if he doesn't show soon. What fine contraband might I supply you with this day?
She's funny. Wherever people like you are, there's work to be close by, am I right?
Savvier than you look. Might be that I've got an agent over by the Guardian Estates that I haven't heard from in a spell. If you perhaps find yourself over that way, and perhaps make sure that the aforementioned agent hasn't been torn limb from limb, Sub Rosa would be most grateful.
Yeah, I'll be on my way.
Up to no good? Good.
I think the only people I have left to try to talk to are gonna be the voice lady over here.
Stranger?
How are things around camp?
Vexing. We're at the mercy of the Order, and the Order is at the mercy of their predictions. Not to insult our gracious hosts, but these people don't wipe themselves unless an equation tells them to.
Should be going.
Cause trouble and I will school you. Chapter in verse.
All right, well, let's go back to the administrator.
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Continue poking around further, though. You must earn both sides' trust, you know.
What? Any advice on where to poke around or who to poke?
Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from Sub Rosa? Investigated the containers? If not, do. Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests.
Investigate containers? I'm still getting the lay of the land around Matriarch's Mercy.
Check in with me once you've made significant progress. As with probability, there is an art to mediation, and it requires a well-rounded perspective.
Your misgiving aside, how are things in Matriarch's Mercy?
Besides what I've already told you?
Yeah.
To put it gently, disorganized, which is irregular for a group that prides itself on mathematical acumen. But with effort, patience, and collaboration, I am confident that Matriarch's Mercy will soon be a haven for the displaced.
Guess we'll see. I feel like I've talked to everyone.
Thank you again. It's nice to have a little help around the camp. How can I be of service?
Nope, nothing there. Is this all mods? Not any mods that I can use right now, though. Oh, I didn't talk to this guy. Novice Seer Simeon Vicarage.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct?
How does the order predict the future?
Utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
So you tell everyone in the order what to do?
More what to watch out for. Advisement on adhering to the plan. Forecasts of probabilistic dangers. Elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out.
That's pretty decent.
Predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
You just did. Do unforeseen factors get in the way of your predictions?
Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns.
Known knowns. Oh, geez. Can you tell me anything about the situation at the settlement?
Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
So you lack any substantial ways to aid the refugees?
There's nothing more practical than improving lives now, is there? We've offered the displaced access to our weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
Oh, I wonder who that is. One person here will swear by the Order's predictive methods.
One of our recent guests, Rolo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
This is a predictory? I expected more than a desk.
True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means.
Sure. I should go.
I foresee you have much to do. I won't keep you. Adieu.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses.
Call lift. Requires an access code, which I don't have. Okay. What lift? Behind this door, maybe?
Hmm.
Who else? Did we talk to everyone?
My time is yours. For now.
I guess not. Insured or appears as actively engaging in education, but to place about their mathematical ways.
Hello again, stranger. How can I be of service?
Nothing new. There it is. I knew it was gonna crash soon. I could tell. One sec, guys.
Generating primes, techniques.
All right.
Welcome back. I assume you're not here for that debate. Anything I can do to assist you?
Something you could enlighten me about something.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
Tell me more about the cultists you mentioned before.
Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate always starts small, doesn't it?
Thanks for filling me in, I guess. Is
No
that it?
updates on anything I can do to assist you?
I have some questions about the situation here at Matriarch's Mercy.
Oh, of course. What would you like to discuss?
Why accept so many people when you can't provide for them?
But we are providing for them. As best we can, given our limited resources. Turning them away would be an act of far greater cruelty.
I mean, I agree with that. Maybe, but the people here are clearly suffering. What are you doing to help?
Apart from providing them sustenance, shelter, and scientific ministry, you mean?
You know what I mean.
Need I remind you, Arcadia is at war. This is what war looks like, I'm afraid. The Order is operating within a very reasonable framework to provide as much aid as it can.
You have a whole monastery right up there. Why not take advantage of the space?
Alexandra Monastery is a place of sacred study, advancing our understanding of the plan. We cannot jeopardize that vital work all for the comfort of a few. I haven't the wish to debate you on this any further.
Oh,
Please,
I pissed him off.
let us move on to less controversial topics.
About those things I was working on.
What have you discovered?
I found an interesting message from you to one of our conspirators about Seer Wiley.
About me, was it?
I converse with many members of the Order on a number of subjects. No doubt I was extolling Seer Wiley's numerous virtues. We can discuss this more at a later time. Any other updates?
Never mind, I'll get back to it. Something happened. Map. Oh, we have a point, so let's go talk to this guy. What are you doing up there?
Oh, a visitor. Without notice. Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection.
Oh, is that guy?
I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
Navasir Vicarage mentioned you had a good experience with the Order predictions.
I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rolo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
Could just be a coincidence, couldn't it?
Sure, but I've had 9 POPs so far, and at least 3 times something similar happened. Avoided drowning in a culvert, sidestepped my mantisaur allergy. Forget the other. Things like that just illustrate the fragile nature of human existence, especially here in Golden Ridge. My co-occupant Ike had a POP done and told him avoid liquids for 48 hours. He ignored it. Later got drunk, passed out, drowned face first in a puddle of water.
Their forecasts just seem impractically vague to me, I guess.
You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
Alright, well, it looks like I can resolve the situation now.
The duties of an administrator never end.
I've talked to everyone. I'm ready to mediate on the exclusion zone.
Exemplary. Our scienticians reported they were most impressed with the thoroughness of your inquiry. The displaced must deeply appreciate your careful consideration. And me, by proxy as well, as your ardent and industrious facilitator. Go speak with the voice of the displaced. I will meet you there shortly, and finally, we can bring this to a close.
All right. I mean, I think I'm going to tell them to let them use the exclusion zone.
Another refugee.
Because even though there is some light evidence
that our situation will improve,
that that they can predict stuff, it doesn't sound like it's super high. Especially without their computer models.
Oh. Administrator Agrawal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
I'm not fully convinced I should be in this position, but I'll try anything once.
Well, we tried to work things out on our own. Look where that got us.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
Let's talk about the displaced and their perspective.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
You heard about this business with the Sub-Rosa altercations.
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub-Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
Overcrowding leads to frustration. Minor issues get amplified in unproductive ways.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
See, I spoke to the camp doctor about the health situation here.
I understand you were crucial in securing additional medical personnel for Matriarch's mercy. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Way to go above and beyond. Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He has meds to treat sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding.
At Auntie's choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness undercuts productivity.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
Found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure, more of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Refugees shouldn't have to build these in these conditions. These huts come crashing down.
People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines.
Really? I'd like to discuss what I found on the order
Speak
side.
on, then.
Ness taught me a bit about the Order's predictions and their usefulness.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
He said they weren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
I spoke to Vicar or Orendi about their support for the
You mean
displaced.
that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
She's out of touch with the people's needs, but then again, so is the Order.
A bit rude, don't you think? But since this mediation was foretold, I will not dispute your findings.
And then Provisioner Potlick informed me about the Order's efforts.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
She keeps Matriarch's Mercy supplied, except for critical space and building supplies.
If the Provisioner's booked up, I say redeploy another egghead at the matter.
It's less of an issue of personnel as it is of safety. Contrary to your assumptions, we do care about your collective and individual well-being. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
I rule for the displaced. Their needs outweigh the danger. Exclusion zone is theirs.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain, though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here. You stay out of trouble.
Ooh,
we'll try and do the
SMG.
same.
Well, I hope it doesn't fall on you guys. It's up to you now.
What happened to this place?
Friends, neighbors, while you shelter.
Oh wait, hold on. Should I talk to the main guy? See if he says anything?
Predict that the worst is behind us.
This guy. Newell.
I communicated your prediction to Administrant Agarwal. I'm not sure why she's budged on letting the refugees move into the exclusion zone, but I agree. Very worrying indeed. Anything I can do to assist you?
Nothing right now. Okay.
Since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten
Definitely gotta give this SMG a try too. Alright, so we gotta investigate the Zyranium manufactory. Got the bounty. The invocation of inclusivity. How are we gonna get there? Unfortunately, I think I'm probably just gonna have to call it here for now. I was thinking about maybe going to do that bounty real quick, but looking at the topography map, I'm not entirely sure how I get there. Might be from over this way. But that's gonna have to be for tomorrow's missions. Let's see where we're at. 21 hours, 35 minutes. Almost said days.